allowing other things to flow that might, because they can do it. They really can. And you can have an ideal life and still work and still be a parent and still do, every other thing that we all do. We're the ultimate multitaskers. So it's possible to still do all these things, but it's getting over those humps and getting over that, pit of your stomach feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm just so overwhelmed. It's saying, okay, let's step back a minute and let's look and let's say, what exactly do I want this to look like? And as you're sending that out and reviewing it, then everything's going to start naturally coming in. And the more positive you are and more into mindset, you're going to start hearing those things and paying attention to those things. Like, I really am not ready for this job right now. I need something different. And then a friend's going to call and say, hey, we got an opening. So it's being willing to get past the hurdles and then be open.
Yeah, that's so perfectly true. Hey there, my friend. Welcome to the Powerful and Passionate Healthcare Professionals Podcast. I'm your host, Sabrina. I am a cardiothoracic surgery PA with a background in public health and neuroscience. I'm also your peak performance coach. I had to say no to working extreme long hours where I was always on call and feeling exhausted, underappreciated, and undervalued, and said heck yes to a life and career that elevates my energy and passion without compromising my health and sanity. Now, I'm among the mission to support ambitious healthcare professional like you with a demanding career to become a confident leader who are living purposefully and fulfilled to truly be both a powerhouse in your career and a passionate person in life. Let's start our journey today. Hi, everyone. This is your host, Sabrina, for the Powerful and Passionate Healthcare Professionals Podcast. And today we have Angela Clubb with us. Hi, Angela.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful for you to join us. So Angela, she is an author, an entrepreneur, and a coach. She helps all things new and magical settings out to inspire women to become their best selves in life and in business. Angela has worked in healthcare for over 2 decades as a nurse and continues her passion to serving, guiding, and problem solving to help others reach their true potential. She does this through her practical and sometimes witty books, as well as through her online academy and coaching. Her mission in life is to help everyone to live a life without regrets, live in the moment, and be all they want to be in most authentic and innovative manner. So I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
So what was the journey for you look like getting into nursing school, really practicing for all these decades, and now having this new journey of helping people in life and business?
I can tell you, having been in nursing, and I was an emergency room nurse, it was very rewarding. And I worked with a lot of amazing people. The good thing with nursing, though, is that you're able to see a lot of things and then branch out and see how many more people you can help. So, nursing in healthcare, you have a high burnout rate. So you can go someplace else in healthcare, or you can expand your knowledge and really look for your purpose. So my problem solving, I spent a lot of time problem solving. So now I'm taking that gift of helping others and problem solving and moving it into coaching so that, at the age of 35 to 65, people are looking at their lives and going, oh my gosh, where did it go? Where did the time go? What am I doing with myself? And just telling them it's not too late, that, you can still figure out what you want to be when you grow up. You can still do what you want to do. And it's okay to do that at any age. And it's just helping people find their purpose in that helping and problem solving manner. Because sometimes they just need the permission and that extra support and motivation to move forward. So it's been really exciting. It's a new journey and I love journeys. So it's great.
Awesome. Do you have a specific method to help people find that passion? Just like you're saying, I totally believe it too. Now, in my other episode, I had someone who's an energy healer. So she took people into this visualization exercise to get to what is that passion they have. So what's some of your method to help people to really dive deeper into themselves and bring that out of them?
So what we do is we spend a lot of time, like the very first couple sessions, we spend a lot of time on mindset because as, we get older, I'm 41 now. So it's 41 years of thinking one way. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get their mind and give their mind permission to say, hey, it is okay to think a different way. It's okay to think more positive. So we review barriers. We review, common misconceptions, limiting beliefs. We go through how they can improve themselves as far as looking at innovation and thinking outside of the box. And that's a big one. Actually, I'm going to touch a little bit on that because people think, oh, well, it's 9 to 5. I have to do that. This is my life. And they become complacent and say, this is what I was taught. So this is what I have to do. Well, maybe your gifts are a little more abstract and maybe you can think and brainstorm other ways to reach your purpose. So we go through these steps and we talk about integrity and we talk about authenticity. And then I always provide tools because I believe if you're going to teach somebody, you need to give them a starting point. Otherwise, they may go out there fumbling around. So we do discuss meditation, which sadly I'm still bad at and still practicing. So meditation practice. We do visualizations, vision boards, affirmations, and gratitude. Those are usually the 5 I will start with and say, take what speaks to you. I'm big on gratitude because that begins the mindset shift. Once you start saying, I'm grateful for this, then you start seeing other positive things in your life, in your area. And then we start with affirmations and then we go on with whatever else they feel will help them.
That's awesome. Definitely for sure. Number one thing for most of us who are high performers, we don't give ourselves enough credit. And when you're not recognizing how much you're already performing, doing, it's harder to really think about the next level or even just continue the momentum going forward. People get super tired and feeling stuck, but there's actually being stuck is a mind, and that's something we somehow cause ourselves to be in. Yes, there are plenty of outside environments, like the way that our hospitals run or your manager. And guess what? One of the topics that I discuss with people who wanted to find that next best jobs and whatnot, I always say, stop thinking about the job title or what you need to do. That doing part is what got you stuck. What you need to do is thinking about the ideal lifestyle that you can have while having this job. And can you have a dream boss that actually elevate you?
Absolutely. And it's getting them to think on a more intentional scale. Like, this is my intention. And as I'm thinking about these intentions, what else is coming in? It's also opening up their mind and allowing other things to flow that might, because they can do it. They really can. And you can have an ideal life and still work and still be a parent and still do, every other thing that we all do. We're the ultimate multitaskers. So it's possible to still do all these things, but it's getting over those humps and getting over that, pit of your stomach feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm just so overwhelmed. It's saying, okay, let's step back a minute and let's look and let's say, what exactly do I want this to look like? And as you're sending that out and reviewing it, then everything's going to start naturally coming in. And the more positive you are and more into mindset, you're going to start hearing those things and paying attention to those things. Like, I really am not ready for this job right now. I need something different. And then a friend's going to call and say, hey, we got an opening. So it's being willing to get past the hurdles and then be open.
Yeah, that's so perfectly true. It's seeing the possibility, allowing yourself to see the possibility, and then stop saying, I'm stuck. When you keep repeating the sentence of you're stuck or this is not working, how come this is not fair? All these things gonna repeat it over and over again. That's why we start feeling that we are losing control. We're feeling like there's no other way. Instead, how can you use this situation as a gift and opportunity? Now, clearly, not all of us can easily pivot into that situation. That's why I teach people on how to use just 2 minutes, bring back energy and focus. So then you can be in a more of a positive state to respond instead of react. And crucial, what Angela even say, like, can you give yourself a little bit more credit? And instead of just allowing yourself be in an environment you don't feel good about, and stop being so busy and feeling like busyness is such a badge of honor.
Exactly. And actually, to your point that stopping and taking a break, something else that I've been trialing lately is I set an alarm on my phone for every 2 to 4 hours. It really depends on how busy the day is, just to stop. I don't care what I'm doing. I set the alarm. I called it my gratitude alarm, where I can just stop and be grateful for whatever is going on at that moment, and enough to just kind of stop the madness for the moment, because we keep plugging away and plugging away and plugging away. And we don't take time to say, okay, you know what? I might just need to breathe right now. And I need to slow my brain down a little bit. So that's another good method that I've shared, just so you can have that 5 minutes of sanity to yourself. It can be 2 minutes of sanity. It can be 10, 20, whatever you need. But so you're taking that time out of your day. You're not just trying to squeeze it in. It's about making time for yourself, where usually we're the last people we think of, but we really need to be the first, because we can't take care of other people if we're not taking care of ourselves.
That's so right and so perfectly said. And something else that I teach people is, how do you even incorporate these 2-minute exercise? Now, Angela have her way of 5 minutes. It's about attaching these exercise to the things you're already doing, because not all of us have the opportunity just to stop every 2 hours, right? If you're a nurse, you're in a hospital with a long things to do, your patient is beeping at you, ringing you, needing something, you're constantly going. Even taking that little water breaks is hard. And I know many people, doesn't matter what job you have, what specialty you're in, lunch break is not really a lunch break. It's whenever you got a chance and I trying to shove something right in. And therefore, we have to be conscious about, hey, you deserve it. Your body deserves it. Your mind deserves it. Reset. If you keep going, you might be so used to lasting a 10-hour shift in ER, whatnot, or even in a hospital base. But is your body going to be so used to it the next 5 years, 10 years? Your body will thank you or hate you when you're in your rockers in your 80s, what your decision you have made today. And it's so true, right? Like, thinking consciously, having that alarm is definitely, it creates a cue. It makes you make a decision. Okay, should I stop right now or ignore that alarm? But at least it rang for you, and you can be more aware. Oh yeah, time has flew by. Wow, 2 hours. Or can you think about just alarm for lunch break?
Absolutely.
So that's amazing. What other things, when you wanted to teach others about building their business, what's some of the steps they should think about?
So when we're talking about building your business, a lot of people I work with, so they're startups, and they're like, well, what do I do? How do I do it? And even the simplest of technical things, like, how do I become a business? So, we'll walk through those stages, because, there's lots of stuff out there, but some of those little nuances, like, oh, well, how do I do that? How do I go to the Small Business Association or administration and find what's okay in my state? So we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about, the typical things like niche and branding. And really a big key point is also charging what you're worth. And I find it in healthcare providers a lot, where we're so used to helping and caring for people that we're scared to set higher price points, because you don't want to make it too high. You want everybody to be able to join. So we have discussions about that and what that means to them, and really discussing charging what you're worth. Your time is special. And when you're having a business and you have customers and you have customer service, you want customers who are also going to work with you, and not that you're doing all the work for them, unless depending on your business and your service line. It's a hard thing to get over, is that charging what you're worth piece.
Right.
So that's a couple of things.
It's so true. I love it that you talk about the mindset about what are you worth. Now, everything that we spread. Now I help healthpreneurs and people in leadership position to get over that upper ceiling problem, to really step up and into that next level. And that means you need to know not only what you're worth. It's not just about simple thing like, oh, I love myself, I give myself gratitude. That's a basic start. But what you need to break away from some of the mental barrier that you have involving about presenting, selling, and really put yourself into a spot that you're expert, not just authority with letters behind your name, because there are plenty of people with the similar letters, right? How are you the one that really truly stand out? Without financial support for yourself, for your family, and for your business, you're not growing, you're not going anywhere. Just because you have such a strong personal mission and you know you have a passion, it's not going to feed yourself. And we also need to be realistic about what needs to be done to truly move the needle in life. So I love that. And of course, all of that means we need to be able to do what? Self-reflect. And it's okay that our value system, the way that what we want out of life is different. That's why we really ask ourselves some tough questions. And what I also do is I ask all my clients, have a glass of wine, a whiskey, cup of tea, whatever you like to drink with yourself on a weekly basis. Go through the Burnout Bulletproof alignment worksheet so you know what you need to focus on. Then you can say no so much easier because you know a lot of things are just going to bombard you and do not serve you. And that's why I ask all our speakers who come on the show to really show who they are authentically as well. What is their whole life look like? And what is their number one killer in creating that harmony? So Angela, when you saw your result, anything surprising, anything you would do differently?
Nothing was really surprising. It was exactly what I expected it to be. Yeah, I mean, it's what I expected. Yeah, I guess that's all I really can say about that. It's something that we all struggle with is we find that one thing that we need to get over, and it's finding a balance. So with my results, I found that I do need to have a balance with some things, and there's a few things I still need to really work on. So yeah, but like we've discussed through this podcast so far, it all comes down to mindset, whether you're with a client, whether you're working, whether you just want to do something different, whether you're looking for the love of your life, whether you're losing weight, it doesn't matter what that thing is that you want to work on and you want to improve. It all starts with you and your mindset and getting your brain and giving yourself permission to think about things and give yourself time to do that. Even if it is 5 minutes hiding in the closet from your kids, you need to have that time for you. So in order to get to any of those places down the line, you have to be able to have the right mindset and be willing to do that. And it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not like a switch where, hey, everything just turns off and, you know, I'm suddenly perfect now. It's going to take time and it's going to take hard work. So like everything else, yes, my results were what I expected, but, you know, I'm of the right mindset, so I'm ready to work on them.
That's perfect. And I know your readiness to change is 10 out of 10. And that's awesome, right? Like the way that we believe in ourselves, just like what I did my thesis 10 years ago, that's how I teach people as well. Your self-efficacy has so much to do with how you perform. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So how would people find you when they wanted to learn more about you and your service?
Well, they can find me at www.angelaclubb.com, and that's club, CLUBB.com.
Wonderful. Everybody check out Angela, and she's really supporting the nursing community and really for you to become that healthpreneur and for you to expand beyond your day-to-day life into your passion field. If you love this episode, please share with others because I know if you love it, someone else can also use this gift as you're sharing with them. And leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We would love to hear from you. Have a nice day, everyone. All right, my friend. How did you love this episode? Make sure to subscribe to our show so you can continue to build your positive intelligence for that beautiful mind of yours to live powerfully and passionate. I know this is just the tip of the iceberg. You probably have a lot more questions on actually how do I implement those things into my own life? Well, this is the solution. joining us inside the private Facebook group, go to facebook.com/groups/Powerful Passionate, where I go live weekly to answer any questions that you have and continue to put more resources for you to help you to get to that point. You can be both powerful and passionate, where you're no longer working on any mundane work and truly focusing on the things that matter. You can be both powerful and passionate, where you can overcome any mental roadblocks keeping you from success. You can be both powerful and passionate, where you feel energized from the moment you woke up to the time you go to bed. Join me, and together we can create a life where you can be both powerful and passionate.